Marsden quite a bit taller.
Okay, we got a couple of different starters too for Met tonight.
Yep, Alicia Nelson-Boyd starting tonight. So Haines should be playing for a defensive tip, but they get it. Pass goes off the ball and she drives in. And the whistle on the play, the foul will be on, I believe, Buxton. Excuse me, Marsden. No,
2-3. So
2-3, the foul was on Buxton. That was correct. Okay, it'll be Boron at the free throw line. First shot's good. So she's off to a much better start than last night. She struggled from the line last night. That's her first point, and Haines has her first lead in this series. Boron eyes a bucket for her second shot now. Second one, in and out and back in again. So she's 2 for 2. And Haines has a 2-0 lead. Booth now with the ball. Goes right side to Boyd. Back to Booth. Round the horn to Buxton. She wanted the 3, but she goes inside to Guthrie over to Marsden. She puts a layup up and good. So Marsden picking up where she left off last night. She's got the first 2 Metlakatla points. Metlakatla in a press, 2-2-1 zone. Here comes Boron. Boron gets ahead to Avery Williamson. She does a call for a double dribble. She picked the ball up, dribbled, and picked it up again. And so that'll be a turnover, and it'll be Metlakatla putting the ball back in play. Russell into Booth now. Booth comes down, goes left side Buxton, inside to Marsden at the free throw line. She goes underneath to Boyd, back out to the free throw line to Booth. She puts it up, no good. Rebounds, comes down Boyd. She gives it to Marsden. She fires from 15, no good, off the side of the rim. And the rebounds comes down to Long. Long now on the dribble, goes left side to Jobbins. Jobbins in the corner to Williamson. Williamson drives in, backs out, now drives into the key, gives it off to Long. She fires from 15, good. So she's got her first 2 points, and Haines leads 4-2. 6:53 to go now in this first quarter of play. Booth on the right side to Buxton. She'll launch that 3-pointer off the back rim, no good. Booth gets the rebound, no good. Rebound being fought for on the floor, and it'll be a jump ball possession. Will go to Metlakatla. So Metlakatla will get it underneath their own bucket. It'll be Russell inbounding for the Mischief. She slaps the ball. She inbounds the ball to Boyd. She gives it back to Russell. She launches from the corner, and it's good. A 3-pointer for Russell. She's got her first 3 points, and Metlakatla has the lead at 5-4. Metlakatla puts the press on again, 2-2-1. Here comes Williamson. Williamson on the dribble. She bounces it to Boron. It's through her hands, and it's on the floor, and it'll be another jump ball. This one will give the ball back to Haines, and it'll be Boron inbounding. Metlakatla backs the press off now. Well, they're going to pick up the ball right at about half court. Boron now looking for some help, finally gives it into Long. Long on the dribble now. She goes right side, goes down the side of the key, backs out now and gives it off to Boron. Metlakatla in the 2-3 zone, gives it off to Jobbins, and I believe they're going to be called for a double dribble, and it'll give the ball back to the Chiefs. Mischiefs, Russell will be taking it out here just in front of us, gives it off to Booth. Booth over the 10-second line now. Goes cross court to Boyd, into the free throw line to Russell, gives it to Booth. She tries to go around and she's fouled. Foul will be on number 5, Boron. That'll be her first personal foul, first team foul. And so Metlakatla will inbound the ball. Inbound in the corner to Marsden, back out front to Booth. Back in the corner to Russell. Rebounds comes down to Boyd. Boyd gets to Marsden at the free throw line extended. She puts it up and she's got another 2. So Marsden's got 4 points and Metlakatla leads 7-4. Inbound pass to Jobbins. Back to Boron. Boron bounces it off Williamson's foot. Picked up by Boyd. She drives down and it's knocked out of her hands by Williamson. So Metlakatla will get the ball underneath their own bucket. Checking in for the Glacier Bears is number 31. That's going to be Krager. Krager checking in for Jobbins. It'll be Russell inbounding, right side of the bucket, looks inside for Marsden, doesn't get it to her, gives it to Booth. Booth drives in, goes back across to Boyd. She puts it up from free throw line, extended in and out, no good. Rebounds being fought for. Save back into Krager. Krager, though, throws it into the hands of Booth. She puts it underneath the Marsden. She puts it up and good. So Marsden's got 6 now. Metlakatla extends her lead to 9-4. Boron now. Metlakatla still in that press. Boron's on the dribble. Stopped. Goes clear across court to Krager. Almost lost it, but Krager ran it down. Gives it back to Boron. And the Glacier Bears will set up against that 1-2-2 zone. Now we go cross court to Long. Almost knocked away by Boyd, but Long gets control again. Oh, she almost traveled. Goes back here to Krager now. Krager drives around the top of the arc there into the corner. Almost tied up, and now has the ball stolen away by Booth. And she's going to be fouled, I believe, by Jorgensen-Giese. We'll see here what they call it. That's Malia Jorgensen-Giese. That's her first personal foul and the second team foul. Checking in for the Glacier Bears is Benda. Allison Benda now in for the Lady Bears. Booth now goes left side to Buxton. She finds Russell. She drives into the side of the bucket and puts up another 2. So Russell's got 5, and the lead is 11-4. Long pass ahead, stolen by Marsden. She bounced it off Russell's feet, but Russell backs off now. She's still in backcourt, working her way back up. Haines applying some pressure, gets it to Marsden. She gets it to Booth. Wide open underneath the basket is Boyd. She puts it up for the easy layup. So Alicia gets her first points of the ball game, and the lead goes to 13-4. Boron now throws it away to Boyd. Boyd drives all the way down, puts the shot up, no good. Rebounds comes down. Booth, she puts the shot up and good. And Coach Brittenham would like to take a timeout. So
we'll take a full timeout there, so we'll take a timeout too.
Welcome back to the Haines High School Gymnasium. We've got just over 4 minutes left to go in this first quarter of play. Metlakatla 15, Haines 4. Haines will be inbounding the ball underneath their own bucket, working against the 2-2-1 zone press. Doing a little bit too much dribbling to try to get through it. Inbounds pass now comes to Giese. We'll see if they try to pass over the top of it. She gives it off to Long. She almost loses the head to Boron. Now Boron drives in and knocks Marsden to the floor. I don't know if they're going to call a block or a charge. Looks like they're going to call a charge. Foul's going to be on Haley Boron. That's her second personal foul. And third team foul. Checking in for Boron now will be number 1, and that is Mackenzie Dryden. So it'll be
Clark's also coming off the bench for the Mischiefs.
Russell now to Booth. Booth comes over the 10-second line, gives it left side to Clark, and she lost it out of bounds. She wasn't ready for it. She's telling Booth, let me know a little bit sooner. So Haines will be inbounding the ball now. Inbounds the ball to Long. Long on the dribble, tries to drive through them all, almost does, gets it over the 10-second line. The ball's on the floor now, and it's going to be another jump ball, and this one will give the possession to Metlakatla. So it's a turnover for the Glacier Bears, and Metlakatla will have the ball just into backcourt. It'll be Russell inbounding the ball to Booth. 3:38 to go, first period of play. Booth now with the ball. She slowly walks over the 10-second line. On the right side to Boyd. Underneath to Guthrie. Inside to Russell. She puts a shot up. It's blocked partially in there and knocked out of bounds. So it'll be Metlakatla's ball underneath their own bucket. It'll be Russell inbounding. Good defense by the Glacier Bears. Inbounds play comes to Guthrie. Back out front to Booth now. Back in the corner to Russell. She'll launch the three-pointer again and good. So she's got 2 3-pointers. She's got 8 points in the ball game now, and it's 18-4. Metlakatla is shooting 50% so far from the field. Here comes Williamson. Williamson was a high scorer for Haines last night. I don't think she's put up a shot. She has the ball stolen by Booth. Boyd picks it up now. Boyd stops finally. Gives it off on the right side to Clark. Clark gets it back to Booth, and she's going to be fouled in there by Dryden for the Glacier Bears. That'll be Mackenzie's first personal foul, team foul number 4. Checking in will be number 34, that's Chloe Guthrie, and she'll be checking in for Boyd. So we've got Myra Guthrie and we got Chloe Guthrie in the ball game now for the Mischiefs. Left side now to Clark. Clark way in the corner, drives out, gives it back to Booth. Booth steps in just above the arc, gives it right side to Guthrie. Shot is up, no good. Rebounds, comes down, Glacier Bears. Long pass ahead, and finally run down by the Glacier Bears, but she dribbles, and I believe dribbled it out of bounds. And it'll be Metlakatla inbounding the ball. It'll be Russell now inbounding to Booth. Excuse me. Yeah, to Booth. She comes slowly up over the 10-second line. Haines still in that zone defense. Goes in the corner to Russell, inside to Guthrie, back to Russell on the give and go. She puts a shot up off the side of the rim, no good. Whistle on the play. And the foul is going to be on Ellison Benda. That'll be his first, team foul number 5. Number 31, Krager, checking back into the ball game for the Lady Glacier Bears. And it'll be Russell inbounding underneath the bucket. Metlakatla leading 18-4. 2:16 to go, first quarter of play. Inbounds pass comes to Boyd. She tried to get it back into Russell, but it was off one of the Haines Glacier Bears' hands and out of bounds, so Metlakatla will try it again. They stack up on the four corners, the key. Inbounds pass comes to Guthrie, out front to Clark. Cross court to Chloe Guthrie. Guthrie being hawked in there by Benda, trying to get rid of it, still not. Finally drives, puts the shot up, and it's good. So Chloe gets her first 2 points of the ball game, and it's a 20-4 lead. Haines now trying to break the press. Long on the dribble, finally gets some help, gets it over the 10-second line, and they lose it to Booth now. Booth's on the dribble, drives down, puts a left-hand layup up and good. So Ellie Booth picks up her fourth point of the ball game, and it's 22-4. Long pass ahead now, stolen away by Metlakatla. Russell passed it way down forward, but she passed it over everybody's head and out of bounds. Metlakatla coach Julian Russell is up off the floor saying, back off the press now. Gals, we're 18 points ahead. Let's back off a little bit. Haines now will inbound the ball. Williamson over the 10-second line. Goes right side to Long. Long looking in the corner to Krager. Krager looking for the cutter. Can't get any. Has it stolen away now by Russell. Russell, long pass ahead to Clark. She puts the layup up, no good. Rebounds comes down to one of the Lady Glacier Bears. Can't tell from here. I think it was Long, and there's a whistle on the play. And the foul is going to be on number 34, Chloe Guthrie. That's going to be her first personal foul. Team foul number 2 on the Mischiefs. Here comes Williamson up over the 10-second line. Just over a minute to go in this first quarter of play. Right side to Long. Long drives in, backs out now, can't find anybody. Gets it to Benda. Benda, had the shot. Now she takes it from about 16, no good. Rebounds comes down, Buxton. Buxton gives it off to Chloe Guthrie. Guthrie in a hurry over the 10-second line. Still on the dribble, passes right side to Buxton. Back to Clark. Back to Guthrie. Chloe looking for some help now, gets it back to Clark. Clark goes right side to Buxton. She launches a three-pointer, back rim, no good. Rebounds down Williamson. Williamson in a hurry up over the 10-second line, drives down, puts a shot up. There's a whistle on the play, but she's going to be called for the offensive charge. So Avery Williamson picks up her first personal foul, and it's team foul number 6, I believe, on the Glacier Bears. I think that's the third offensive foul. They're going to have to learn when that defender's standing right in front of them to pull up and shoot right there. Buxton now will inbound the ball with 25 seconds to go. Metlakatla in the lead, 22-4. Here comes Russell now. Russell at the point. just backs out. They're just going to probably hold for one last shot. She's looking over at the coach, looks up at the clock, goes right side to Clark, back to Russell, into Guthrie. Guthrie turns around, had the shot. They give it off to Clark. She launches a three, no good. Rebound's being fought for, tapped out nicely by Buxton. Back to Russell. She launches a long three off the backboard and no good. So the score at the end of the first period of play is the Metlakatla Mischiefs 22 and the Haines Glacier Bears 4.
Welcome back to Region 5 2A basketball. Mischief lead 22-4 over the Haines Lady Bears, and looks like it's going to be Glacier Bear basketball to start this second quarter of play. Don't forget, folks, we got that boys game right after this one, and that was quite a clean last night. The Haines boys got out to a lead, then Met got back to a lead, and then Haines finally came out on top, winning it last night, so you want to stay tuned for that one. Glacier Bears out on the floor now with the basketball. Russell puts some pressure on man-to-man defense. Kind of trapped in the corner. They can't find anything to do with it as Benda tries to get the ball back out. Finally does over to Jobbins, out to Krager. Krager, a little bit of pressure being applied. Comes out, Krager drives inside, and ball goes into Jobbins' hands. Nothing going, however. And now they fired up the shot. Wasn't any good. That was put up by Long. Rebound hustled over there nicely, picked up by number 44. That'll is Guthrie. And spin move is Russell, gives it off. A little shot from about 5-6 feet out is Clark, and she gets her first 2 points of the ball game. She had 12 last night. Just beginning second quarter action here. 20-point lead by the Mischiefs right now. On the dribble out at the top is Long. Dropping way back. Nobody's even coming out to put any pressure on. Now she tries to go inside. Does, gets the ball back inside. They go along the baseline. Jobbins does. Let's see what the foul's going to be. Official's coming over. And the foul is going to be on, I think he said 23. That'll be second personal foul on Buxton. And looks like we're going to have Booth coming back into the ball game. Russell's going to come out. She handles the ball for them. So between the two of them, Booth and Russell, they both handle the ball quite a bit for the Mischiefs. Looking, still can't get it in. Alves wants to go down. Finally goes to the baseline. Going to be a kick. And the ball is still going to be Glacier Bear basketball under the right-hand side of the hoop here. And more subs coming into the ball game. Looks like we're going to have Williams coming into the game. Boron's coming into the game. And also Jorgensen Greasy coming into the game. So lots of subs by both teams here early on in this one. All right, ball's now in play. Alley-oop across to Boron, way out at the top. They'll go right-hand side to Williamson, back to Boron with a left-handed dribble. It's a little bit of pressure on as Guthrie. They go out. Williamson fires up the shot off the back of the iron. Rebound fought for. Comes down in the hands of Guthrie, and she quickly gets it off to Clark. Clark's on the dribble, hustling down as Boron, however. Cuts her off at the baseline. Nope. Doesn't get it back over to the top now as Buxton reverses it back around to Booth. Booth drives in, puts a shot up off the glass. Rebound comes back down to Benda for the Glacier Bears. Quick outlet pass to Boron. She'll push it down the right-hand side. Booth hustles down. Good defense that time by the Mischiefs as they got back. Guthrie and Booth stopped it. Shots on the way. A little bit too short by Benda. And rebound, however, comes down to Boron for the Glacier Bears. Williamson fights inside, puts it up. She gets her own rebound back. And now we have a tie-up, and alternating possession goes to the Mischiefs. Williamson came hard across the lane, tried to get the jumper up there, but she was pretty much surrounded. She did get it up in the air, however, but as soon as it came back down, they tied her right up. Back to Booth. She's on the dribble. Williamson puts a little pressure on at the half court. Booth keeps the dribble, however. Alley-oops inside. tapped away. Boron comes up with it. She's on the dribble now. Down the center of the lane, stops, puts up the shot, and charges down through the middle, and she's going to be called for the offensive charge. And if that's the case, that'll be Haley Boron's third personal foul. Yep, it is. They just put it up on the board. So we got a sub coming off the bench for her. Looks like bringing number 3, Jobbins, back into the ball game.
That's the fourth offensive foul.
Yeah, Buxton comes down. Well, last night they came in there and the girls didn't stand put, but I think probably Coach Russell talked to them a little bit and said, just stay put. You're going to get charged into, and that's what's happened. They go to their side, almost stolen away now. Ball goes back and forth, goes inside. Guthrie tries to get it over to Chloe Guthrie, but it ends up in the hands of Jobbins, who's having a hard time controlling, but coming from behind is Booth, and she makes the steal. Now she's headed the other way, and now there's going to be a foul on it. Instead of moving her feet, Joyce and Giese just reached out and, of course, had a big collision, and now she's going to be whistled. We're going to be shooting some one-and-one stuff here.
This was a little different than last night. Haines was in the double bonus by the end of the first quarter last night. Metlakatla's only got 3 fouls tonight.
Well, they're standing down below. They're staying put now instead of waiting and reaching out and getting those calls down low. So that's Coach Russell probably picked up on that and says, well, let's just hold our ground. All right, we've got Booth at the free throw line. She had 2 chances last night, didn't get those to go. She did however, have 2 points in the ball game, 3 rebounds. This is the first free throws for the Miss Chiefs, and she's get the first one to go, and she picks up her 5th point of the night. First opportunity. Well, Glacier Bears are 2 for 2, and the Miss Chiefs are 1 for 1, and Booth with a second one here as we're in the 1-and-1. This one's a bit short, bounces around. Ball's going to be controlled in the corner by Williamson. He gets it back over into the hands of Benda. Benda's on the quick drive down the center, kicks the ball up in the air. Ends up in the hands of Jobbins over to Williams, and they're working that right-hand side. All the girls on the court in that same side. Williams puts up the shot. It doesn't go here as Williamson was able to put it up, and now we're back in the corner, and there's some pressure down, and now there's going to be a foul. And let's see, there was 3 Haines gals around there.
Called it on Jorgensen.
I think Jorgensen Giese is the one that's going to get whistled, and that'll be her third. It's nice to see the girls aggressive, but you also have to move your feet when you're doing that. You can't just be reaching out and grabbing, but those freshman gals, these are a bunch of freshmen that are playing out there a lot now.
They gave the foul to Benda, looks like.
Looks like they did give it to Benda instead. That'll be her second. Back at the free throw line is Booth. This one in and out, back in again, so she gets her 6th point of the evening, and she is 2 for 3 from the free throw line. 5 minutes to go here in this first half of play. Booth with the basketball, bounces it a couple of times. On its way, this one's off to the right-hand side, hustling over and picking it up was Krager. She alley-oops it across way too far, and the ball ends up in the hands of the Miss Chiefs again. Coming down the left-hand side is Nelson Boyd. She gets it across. They give it over to Booth. Booth drives down the lane, breaking to the end, and ball goes out of bounds off of, I think it goes off of Boyd, so its ball's going to go right back to the Glacier Bears. But we've got Russell coming into the ball game, and we also have Marsden coming into the ball game for the Miss Chiefs at the 4:43 mark. They lead 26-4 right now. Williamson will bring it up across the half-court line. She'll go right-hand side, looking, finally gets it back into Jobbins. Jobbins wants the lane, but there's a whistle, and where the foul's going to be. Fouls on blue, 1-3, and that'll be Marsden. She was in foul trouble early on last night, but been a little more careful tonight, so she's in the ball game. Looking, they finally get the ball back inside. Surrounded back around. Shots on its way, a little bit too strong. Fight for it underneath. Williamson comes up with it for the Glacier Bears. She spins all the way around, puts up the shot, gets her own rebound, puts it up again a little bit short. Rebound comes down to Krager. Back out to Jobbins. A little over to Krager. Krager all alone, fires it up a little bit too strong. Rebound comes down in the hands of Booth for the Miss Chiefs. They alley-oop over far side to Boyd. Back inside. Going to be a travel on it. As Boyd recognized what was going to happen, she just couldn't get the basketball back down on the court quick enough and had to take that extra step. 4 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Williamson Goes right-hand side with the ball. Cuts down the lane. Gives it off to Benda, breaking down. Stop, puts it up too strong off the board. Rebound back down to Booth. Booth is hustling out ahead of everybody else. Can't find anybody. Gets tapped around and knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Miss Chiefs basketball under their hoop. Russell was trying to fill that other lane over there, but good hustle by the Glacier Bears as they got back on that one. Looking, comes back inside to Marsden. Too hard off the back of the glass. Rebound comes down, and now she's going to be whistled for it as she tried to reach down and knock that ball away. So there's a whistle on it. Foul is on Marsden, all right. That'll be her second foul. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that because now she's picked up 2 fouls within about 20, 30 seconds of each other. All right, we got coming back into the ball game as Dryden for the Miss Chiefs.
No, for the Lady Glacier Bears.
Or for the Lady Glacier Bears, excuse me. Now back inside. They're back on defense. Back here out to the side. We're going to have another jump ball on it. Okay. Okay, we're 3:35 to go here in the first half of play. The Glacier Bears got those 2 points early on by free throws by Boron, and then Long got a bucket out of it. That's their 4 points. And then now for the Miss Chiefs, they've really spread it out here as Booth, Marsden, and Russell all have scored for the Miss Chiefs, along with a couple other buckets by Clark. All right, ball goes back outside and throws the ball away immediately as Dryden. She looked over there, she had somebody there, and then they disappeared, and then she threw it out of bounds. So it looks like we're going to take a 30-second timeout here in this one. But shooting, I mean, Glacier Bears.
Glacier Bears are 1 for 15 so far for the game. That's a little over 6%. Metlakatla shot 41% in the first quarter, and they're only 1 for 3. The interesting thing is Metlakatla had 24 shots in that first quarter. They've only taken 3 this quarter so far. And Haines, on the other hand, had 4 shots in the first quarter, and they've taken 11, but haven't connected on any.
Well, I think part of that, the reason they got so many shots up, they were pressing, and they went right to the hoop right after they made the steal rather than get into their offense.
Right. And
so that made a big difference there. But, of course, Coach Russell's pulled that press off now. 3:30 to go here. First half of play. Going to be Russell inbound the ball for the Miss Chiefs on the far side of the court. She'll get it back into Booth. Russell and Booth handle the ball quite often for the Miss Chiefs. Booth up across the half-court line, just working her way, gets it over to Russell on that left side. Gets around her man, finds Marsden. Stop, jumper, no. She just elects to come back out. Now they go back into Marsden. She wants to turn, breaking to the hoop, shot up by the left hand, up and good by Boyd as she came across, but Marsden recognized she was going to be open and gave her the little pass, and she had the good shot out of it. So that was a nice play by those two gals. Williamson out to the top. Over to Jobbins. Jobbins back out. Dryden comes back in and tries to go left-hand side, but it's going to go out of bounds. And the ball goes back to the Miss Chiefs. That's a nice play that the Miss Chiefs set up there as they get the ball into the post, and the post looks and finds a cutter, and then Marsden's really good about finding that gal. They come out to Marsden. She'll put up the shot from the free throw line, bounces around, rolls around, and finally drops in. I thought maybe the ball was going to get stuck up there, but it did roll off and fell right through the bucket. So Williamson out at the top for the Glacier Bears. She drives down the right-hand side, stops, puts up the shot too hard off the glass. Rebound comes back down out to Russell. Russell's on the dribble with the left hand. Jobbins hustles back. Russell stops, puts it up and in. Nice play that time by Russell. She just waited and got Jobbins out of position, and then she had the easy little shot out of it. 2:15 to go here in the first half of play. They want to go right-hand side to Krager. Back out to Williamson. She kicks it over to Benda. Underneath the hoop, too far. Ball comes back down in the hands of Krager for the Glacier Bears. She wants to get it out, but Booth knocks it away. Now she does the crossover dribble. She's a 1-on-3. She's going to bring the ball back out. Good choice there, I think, because she had it. Long cross-court pass. Boyd puts up the three-pointer. No, a little bit short. Rebound comes back down. We're on the floor. Dryden comes up with it. She's on the dribble, kicks, stops, can't find the ball, has a heck of a time with it, finally comes away with it, and Russell gets it. And Booth all alone, stops, puts up the shot, a little bit too strong, misses it, comes back out. Marsden puts it up from about 6 feet, a little bit too strong, gets her own board back, up and in. Boy, the Glacier Bears that time had nobody down there for defense, and the Mischiefs were able to collect all kinds of offensive rebounds out of that one. Williamson over on the far right-hand side. 1:12 to go. Williamson drives in, rolls off. Marsden comes away with it. I don't know how many lay-ins Williamson's had opportunity, just couldn't get him to go, however. Russell over on the far right-hand side. Brings the ball back out. Back to Marsden. She looks, kicks the ball across. Knocked away by Dryden. She knocks it away, and she's on the dribble. Booth hustles down. Dryden stops, puts it up, and up and in. Well, Dryden gets her first 2 points. She didn't have any points last night, and she's got 2 so far tonight. Glacier Bears only with 6 points in the ball game so far. They come back out to Booth. Booth, they looked up at the clock, 33 seconds to go in the first half, so they decided to wait it out. Oh, the alley-oop inside to Marsden. She wasn't ready for it. It would have been an easy bucket for her, however, if she would have been able to catch that one. And Williamson on that far right-hand dribble, 17 seconds. Still forcing inside, and now is going to draw the foul on it. I think it's going to be 2 shots, all right. It is going to be Guthrie, and that'll be her first personal foul. 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Williamson at the free throw line had 4 points in the ball game. This is, well, she hasn't scored yet tonight. This one's on its way in and out. No. And looks like we got coming off the bench now is Chloe Guthrie coming into the game. Booth will take a seat with 15 seconds to go in the first half. Williamson back at the line for the Glacier Bears. Shot is up on its way, looks a little strong and is. Rebound comes back down to Guthrie, and she gets it off to Russell, who looks up at the clock, realizes there's 10 seconds to go, and she stops. Kings back into Marsden, back to Russell, up and in, rolls off, but Marsden gets the board and the bucket right at the buzzer, and that's 12 points for Marsden. And she did the right thing. Once she gave the ball away to Russell, she turned, faced the hoop, the ball came out right into her hands, and she put it up and in. So we're going to end this first half of play with the Haines Glacier Bears coming away with 6 points and the Metlakatla Mischiefs with 36 points. We're going to take a break for about 9 or 10 minutes here and bring you second half action. Don't forget, we got the boys game right after this one.
Well, welcome back to the Haines High School Gymnasium. We're at halftime of this girls game between the Metlakatla Mischiefs and the Haines Lady Glacier Bears, with Metlakatla in control by a score of 36-6. Metlakatla led in that first half by Samantha Marsden with 12 points. She was followed by Alexis Russell with 10. Ellie Booth had 6. Chloe Guthrie had 2. Alicia Nelson Boyd had 4. And Uniqua Clark had 2. Haines, Boron, Grace Long, and Mackenzie Dryden each had 2 points.
Both the Glacier Bears only shooting 2 for 20 from the field. I mean, 10%, while the Mischiefs put up 36 shots, got 16 of those to go for 44% in that first half of play. All right, looks like we have the same starters out in the ball game for the Mischiefs.
Okay, we've got Buxton, Marsden, Booth, Nelson Boyd, and Russell out there. For the Glacier Bears, we've got Williamson, Long, Jorgensen, Giese, Boron, and Jobbins. Metlakatla will have the ball at center court. We're just starting the third period of play. Score Metlakatla 36, Haines 6. Booth now working against Williamson now. Williamson. She goes right side into Marsden. She passes cross court to Clark. Knocked through her hands and out of bounds. Through her hands and into the hands of Williamson, who took it down. But Russell hustled up behind her and knocked the ball out of bounds. So Haines will have it underneath their own bucket. It'll be Boron now inbounding. Boron bounce pass into Giese. She got the shot, but it hit the bottom of the backboard. The rebound came down the refs, and the refs blew a whistle. I'm not sure what they called here. Did you see what the foul?
It was a foul on Boron.
Okay, that's Haley's 4th personal foul then. And Metlakatla will have the ball. It's into Booth. Booth up over the 10-second line, trapped in there by Williamson and Long. She almost loses the ball, now gets it. Ball is through her hands and into the hands of Williamson. So Williamson now drives down to the right side, backs off, shoots from about 15, back rim no good, rebounds being fought for, comes down Long. Long now on the dribble, comes out to the top of the key, drives all the way around to the right side, back to Williamson. Williamson tries to right in the baseline, puts a shot up from 10, it's short, no good, rebounds, comes down to Long again, and she's tied up in there by, looks like, Nelson Boyd, and that will give the possession back to Haines. 7 minutes to go, third period of play, 7:06. It'll be Haines' ball. Long now slaps the ball, bounce pass into Giese, and there was a whistle on the play. And we'll try it again. Not sure what happened there. Maybe one of the Metlakatla Mischiefs knocked it out of bounds. So Long will try it again. Inbounds pass this time comes to Jobbins. She's trapped in there by Booth. Back out front to Long again, and there was a jump ball little to give the possession back to Metlakatla. Benda's in the ball game also for the Glacier Bears. She came in for Boron. Booth now comes up over the 10-second line. Haines backs into their zone, goes left side, comes down to Buxton. She fires to about 14 and it's good. So Buxton now picks up her first 2 points of the ball game. Here comes Williamson. Metlakatla up 38-6. Williamson drives down, tries to put the shot up, can't. Put a little pass underneath to Benda. I believe she couldn't get the shot to go. Long pass ahead now to Russell. She puts the layup up and no good. She just didn't put it up strong enough. Rebounds, comes down Haines. Pass ahead to Williamson. Williamson drives baseline. Shot from about 5. No good. Rebounds Metlakatla. Pass ahead to Russell. Russell comes down. She'll put this one up, and she puts it up, and it's good. So Russell picks up her 12th point, and there's a foul on Jobbins. That'll be her first personal foul, and that'll send Russell to the free throw line for her first opportunity tonight. She's got 12 points in the ball game. Metlakatla extends her lead to 40-6. Russell now eyes the bucket. Shots on the way, good. So she's 1 for 1, and she's got 13 points. She's now the leading scorer for the Mischiefs. Here comes Williamson. Williamson goes left side to long into Benda, and Benda's going to be whistled for the travel. As she tried to go along left side, she couldn't get the control of the ball, and she's going to take an extra step and call for the travel. So it'll be Booth inbounding down by the end of the Haines bench. She inbounds to Russell now. Russell dribble up over the 10-second line. Comes down to the point. She just bounces it up there and tells Booth to come out. You take this thing. Booth comes out, goes left side to Buxton. In the corner to Russell. She fires a three-pointer. Back rim no good. Rebounds comes down to Boyd. And she lost it into the hands of Long. Long now will come over the 10-second line. Goes left side to Williamson. She fires just inside the arc. No good. Rebounds comes down Marsden. She gives the outlet pass to Russell ahead to Buxton. Buxton's going to drive in, put the layup up, no good, and she's going to be fouled in there by one of the Lady Glacier Bears. 23, that's going to be Long. That's her first personal foul. Third team foul for the Lady Glacier Bears, and we're going to take a timeout here with 5:29 to go with the score Metlakatla 41, Haines 6. Welcome back to the Haines High School Gymnasium. It's 5:29 left to go, third period of play. Metlakatla 41, Haines 6. We're coming out of a 30-second timeout. The Mischiefs are on the floor. We've got Marsden, Boyd, Booth, Russell, and Buxton. Glacier Bears break huddle now, and they come out. We've got Williamson, Long, Benda, Jobbins, and Dryden. Buxton will be at the free throw line. This will be her first opportunity tonight. There was a lot more free throws last night. Haines had 24 last night and only have 4 so far tonight. Buxton shots on the way, good, nothing but net. She's got 3 points. She eyes a bucket, bounces the ball. Shots on the way, oh, nothing but net again. So she's 2 for 2 with 4 points, and Metlakatla has the lead at 43-6. Here comes Williamson. Williamson now at the point. Goes to the right side. Cut off there by Booth. Now goes all the way down the baseline. Cut off by Booth again. Goes back out front to Long. Cross court to Jobbins. Is a little bit ahead of her, and she tried to save it. She did, but it's over and back. And it's going to be Metlakatla's ball. And it'll be Russell inbounding the ball right in front of the score bench, right at center court, down here to our right. Russell will inbound the ball to Booth. 5:10 to go, third period of play. Booth now goes right side to Buxton. Buxton lob pass into Marsden. She got it underneath the bucket, back to Buxton. Looked for Marsden again, couldn't get it to her. Goes back out front to Russell now. Russell now lobs it in over everybody's head. Marsden puts the shot up and good. So Marsden she's the tallest gal on the floor, and she's got 14 points in the ball game. She put that one up and good. They just lobbed it in over the top of everybody's head. Left side now to Long in the corner to Williamson. Williamson trying to get a shot, can't. Gives it back to Long. Long back to Williamson. She launches a three-pointer, good. So Williamson's picked up her first 3 points after getting 11 last night, and it's 45-9. Here comes Booth. Long pass inside to Boyd. Rebounds comes down to Long. Long now on the dribble up over the 10-second line. Drives all the way down to the free throw line. Puts a shot up. Back rim no good. Rebounds down. Williamson puts it on the floor. Puts a layup up and good. So Williamson's now picked up 5 points. And the Glacier Bears break into double figures now as it's 45-11. Metlakatla left side Buxton. She wants the three-pointer but backs out. Gives it back to Booth. Booth drives around free throw line extended. Gives it to Russell on the right side. Lobs into Marsden. Back to Russell on the give and go. And she puts a shot up. No good. There's a whistle on the play, and there'll be a foul on one of the Glacier Bears. 2-shot foul. Number 4 fouls on Avery Williamson. That's her second personal foul. Up off the bench for the Mischiefs will be Clark. And is that Clark at the line?
That's Russell.
That's
Russell at the line.
Okay. Russell's at the line. She made a free throw. Clark just checked in. Russell's got 14 in the ball game. She and Marsden both with 14. Second shot's on the way, also good. So Metlakatla doing well at the free throw line tonight. Going the other way now, Williamson drives all the way down the baseline, and there's a whistle on the play. Fouls on blue, number 3. That's going to be Ali Booth. That's her first personal foul. First team foul on the Mischiefs. And Haines will inbound the ball. Long pass into Krager. Back to Long. Back to Jobbins. Back to Benda. She tries to dribble between 2 defenders, and ball bounced off her foot and on the floor. 2 gals in a scrum, and the possession will give the ball to Haines. So Benda will be taking the ball out of bounds, and checking in for Metlakatla will be Myra Guthrie. She'll check in for Buxton. So Benda inbounds the ball to Krager now. Krager at the point, goes left side. Goes all the way down, can't get anything. Backs out, gives to Williamson. Williamson drives in, tries to go down, can't get anything. Now she goes back down, but she's surrounded in there. Bounce pass back out, but a little bit ahead of Benda. Benda finally runs it down, gives it to Krager. Krager now inside to Long, and she's going to be fouled in there by Myra Guthrie, I believe. That is correct. That's her second personal foul. Second team foul on the Mischiefs. Inbound pass now comes to Krager. Krager goes in the corner to Benda. She puts the shot up, no good. Rebounds comes down to Guthrie. Guthrie outlet pass is knocked away into the hands of Williamson. Williamson is on the floor with Booth, and there's another scrum, and the possession will give it to Metlakatla this time. 2:51 to go, third period of play. It's Metlakatla 47, Haines 11. Inbounds pass will come to Clark and back to Booth, and Booth will just kind of trot up the court, and Haines will set back in their zone. Booth comes all the way down, goes left side to Russell. Russell looking inside for Guthrie. Now she goes into Marsden. Guthrie cuts, she doesn't get it to her, gives it back to Clark. She puts, to Russell. She puts up the 3, it's good. And she was fouled on the attempt, so Russell now has 18 points in the ball game, and she'll go to the free throw line. Metlakatla extends that lead. Did she only count that as a 2?
Only counted as a, I guess it was just a 2.
Yes, it was just a 2. And we'll see if she makes it a 3. And she does, so she's perfect from the line. Alexis is 4 for 4, and now she has 18 points. 50-11 Metlakatla, 2.5 to go, third period of play. Williamson on the dribble, gives it off to Benda. She drives in, up between 2 defenders, gives to Williamson just inside the 3-point arc. She puts it up and good. So Williamson's gotten hot here, and she's now got 7 in the ball game. It's 50-13. Left side to Russell. Russell launches a 3-pointer, bounces high and falls through. So now she's got 21. So Russell, leading scorer on the floor tonight. She's shooting the lights out, and Metlakatla is doing well from the field also. Inbounds pass. The ball was stolen away by Booth. She drives all the way down, puts the shot up, no good, missed the easy layup. And Williamson's down with the rebound. She drives all the way down, stops now, picked up by Booth, drives all the way down the baseline, is trapped in there, gets it back to Benda. Benda can't get the shot off, gives it back to Jobbins, cross court to Long, around to Krager, back to Williamson. She has the shot blocked, and she's going to be fouled in there, I believe, by Clark. 1:37 to go. Foul is on Clark, and that's her first personal foul, but it was a foul in the act of shooting, so Williamson will be going to the free throw line. She's 0 for 2 there tonight. 1:37 to go. It's Metlakatla 55, Haines 13. Shots on the way, bounces high, bounces again, and falls off. Checking in for Metlakatla will be Chloe Guthrie. She's checking in for Booth. And Williamson will have her second free throw here now. This one's on the way, and this one's good. Nothing but net on that one. So she picks up her 8th point. and she's 1 for 4. Metlakatla with the ball now. Long shot by Boyd, and she puts it up, and it's a 3. And they extend their lead to 58-14 now. Williamson on the dribble. Goes right side. Cut off there by Russell. Bounce pass into Job, and she tries to drive around, but the girls are way taller than her. Now Williamson stops, shoots from 10. No good. Rebounds comes down, and it's out of bounds, and it'll be given back to the Haines Glacier Bears off one of the Metlakatla Mischiefs. Just over a minute left to go. Third period of play. 58-14 Metlakatla. Long pass into Krager, run the horn to Job, and she fires from just inside three-point line. Oh my goodness, she should have gotten 1 point for that. It was round and round and then spun out. Off one of the Metlakatla Mischiefs, and it will be Haines' ball. It looks like Benda is going to be inbounding the ball. Long pass into Krager, back to Benda. Benda back to Krager. She drives in, but it's knocked out of her hands by Morrison. She puts it ahead to Clark. Clark on the dribble now, up over the 10-second line, and she backs out. She takes the point, goes left side to Boyd in the corner to Russell. She launches another 3, in and out, no good. Rebounds comes down, Boyd, no good. Rebounds comes down, Guthrie, no good. Gets her own rebound, back out to Boyd. She puts another one up, and she's got it. So Metlakatla got 2 or 3 offensive rebounds. Boyd's got 9 points, and they have a 60-14 lead. 24 seconds left to go here. Williamson now goes cross to Long on the dribble. Looking for some help. Goes to Williamson. She had to almost jump out of bounds to get that. And she tried to get it back into Jobbins, and it was off her hands and out of bounds. So Metlakatla will retain possession with 11 seconds to go in the third period of play. Inbounds pass comes to Russell. Russell, 9 seconds left. Way out there. She's telling the girls to cut through the court, cut through the center. She drives in at the free throw line, and she did not get the shot out. Too much direction, not enough shots. So the score at the end of the third period of play is the Metlakatla Mischiefs 60, the Haines Lady Glacier Bears 14.
And welcome back to the Haines High Gymnasium. Don't forget, folks, we got that boys game right after this one. You know, it takes about 25-30 minutes for them to get warmed up and going. We still have a quarter to play here in this girls game. Net out on the court. Here come the Haines Glacier Bears. It's going to be Glacier Bear basketball. Well, wait a minute. They're directing traffic here.
They were all lined up.
Okay, everybody went the wrong way there. Now they've got it sorted out here. Looking through here, everybody has scored from the Mischiefs except for Guthrie, and she's got all the rebounds for them. She's done a nice job there, just hasn't got into the book on the scoring side. They go bounce pass inside, nothing going, however, as Benda comes back and forth to Williamson. Back out to Benda. Benda takes a left-handed dribble. Could have put up the shot, didn't, however. They come back out to the top to Long, over to Krager. Long cross-court pass to Jobbins. Takes a left-handed dribble. Going to be a double dribble on it, though, as she lost control of it and hit it with both hands. The referee standing right there. That was an easy call there. Looks like Boron's going to come into the ball game with those 4 personal fouls here at this point. They might as well put her back on the court. Booth on the dribble. Goes long cross-court pass. Three-pointer on the way by Clark and comes off the top. Ball goes off the rim, back of the rim and out of bounds. And we got also coming off the bench is Giese along with Boron. And Williamson will bring it across the half-court line. She'll go to the right-hand side with the dribble. Booth puts a little pressure on, back out to Boron, looked at the hoop, changed her mind, however. She'll take the dribble down the right-hand side baseline. Nothing going, and they come back out to the top. Nothing happens there as Long tries to get the ball back into Williamson's hands. She's surrounded by Blue, ripping it out of her hands with Booth. Booth is on the dribble all the way down, hustling down. Booth goes up, puts up the shot, up and in, and draws the foul. All at the same time. She hustled, made the steal, but the Glacier Bears were hustling back real quick and able to get across, but Long just got there just a little bit too late, got the foul. So we're going to the free throw line. Chloe got 3 on that one. Now we're Booth at the line, bounces around, doesn't go, however. She missed that one. And the Glacier Bears are back on the dribble. They come down, shot is up and in by, I think that one was Long or Bend. I'm not sure which one it was.
I think it was Long.
It's number, well, they got it marked over there. Long down court pass. Ball bounces around. Long came away with it. And now she's on the dribble again. Goes all the way down, stops, puts up the shot, rolls off the front of the rim. Guthrie comes down with the board again. So Long missed it, but Guthrie got the rebound. And a foul's on number 12. And if that's the case, that'll be Giese, and that's her 3rd personal foul. And we'll be at the free throw line. That's 17 fouls now. The clock's going to continue to run now as they're at the 40-point rule here in the 4th quarter. Booth at the free throw line. 2 for 6 from there. This one is short. Doesn't touch anything, so ball goes back to the Glacier Bears.
She just put her hands over her head and said, how did I miss it that badly?
Got a big smile on her face, though, for sure, anyway. Goes right-hand side to Boron. Boron looking, still can't find anybody. Now goes right-hand side to Benda. She comes out to the top, and we're down in the corner, and we're going to be tied up. Coming off the bench is Nelson Boyd for the Mischiefs. They lead 62-16 here. Going to be Glacier Bear back on defense now. Booth will handle the ball coming across the half-court line just now. Looking all alone. Oh, man, they didn't realize. And all alone down there, nobody was around. Up and in by Boyd, who just came off the bench, and that's her 11th point of the ball game. She didn't have any points last night. She's got 11 tonight. Goes left-hand side to Boron. Boron makes a move down the baseline, puts up the shot. There's a foul on the play. Let's see where the foul is going to be. Foul's going to be on 34. That'll be Chloe Guthrie. And that is her 2nd personal foul. We're taking a timeout here. Welcome back to 2A basketball here. Mischiefs Glacier Bears going at it. The Lady Bears down big in this one. Up at the free throw line will be Boron. She was making a drive down that left-hand side. Was able to draw the foul. She has 2 points. Both of those coming from the free throw. Actually, that was the first 2 points of the ball game she got. And she has yet to score since. Shots on its way. Good. So maybe we ought to try to get her to the line more often here. She'll get a second. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity, or a 2-shot foul, on that one. They come back out to the top. Shot's on its way, looks a little bit short, and goal goes in the corner, and hustling over and getting it was Boron as she went there, put up the shot. Now is there going to be a foul on as they went to the hoop here. Let's see who the foul's on.
Falls on 12.
12, I guess
Russell.
It is. So Russell, hey, that's her first personal foul tonight. She had a couple 3 fouls last night, but she had 12 points in the ball game. She's got 21 so far tonight, and at the free throw line, looks good and is. They pick up another point from there, and that was Giese, and that is really her first point. She had 1 point last night. That's her first point tonight. This one's on its way, and it is also good. So she picks up 2 from the free throw line for the Glacier Bears. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Russell down inside, wanted the whole cross-court pass, and breaking down was Guthrie on the left-hand side, but
she thought Guthrie was about 6'7".
I think so, and she would have even had to jump higher yet to even get that one, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Williamson with the ball, comes down the right-hand side. They go to Boron at the top of the key. She spin move. Nice defense by the Mischiefs and turn the ball over. Ball goes back into the hands of the Mischiefs. 2:29 to go. 64-19 is the score. Long cross-court pass to Marsden, up and in. Nobody picked her up, and recognizing it right away, and that'll be her 16th point of the game for Marsden. That was a nice pass in there by Russell as she recognized nobody was even around her and gave her the nice pass. She got the easy bucket out of it. 2 minutes to go in the basketball game. Boron with the ball, bounces across. Oh, almost up by, stolen away by Chloe Guthrie, that was Boyd. And now we're on the floor again for another tie-up. Ball goes to the Glacier Bears, close to their bench. 1:48 to go in the ball game. Running clock here, so it's going to go by pretty fast. They come back on the left-hand side. Nothing going here. Long three-pointer up and in. All right, so a 2 was it? All right, Haley Boron picks up her 5th point. And Russell out at the top for the Mischiefs. Looking over on that left-hand side for Chloe Guthrie, back inside. Oh, nice pass inside to Boyd, but not able to do it. Ball finally bounces around, and Williamson ends up with it for the Glacier Bears. She's still on the dribble. Comes across 1:11 to go here. Working the ball left-hand side was Boron. Can't find anybody, and now we're going to be tied up as stepping inside as we had the gals there. She just kept the ball down about mid-waist and then turned right around. And, of course, one of the Mischiefs grabbed onto it, and that'll be a tie-up. The ball goes to the Mischiefs. Coming off the bench now for the Glacier Bears is going to be Krager coming into the game. 40 seconds to go here in the ball game. Glacier Bears going to go down to defeat in this one here. Russell out at the top, just dribbling it around. Man-to-man pressure by the Glacier Bears. Come out to Russell, go over to Boyd. She tries to go across. Ball bounces around, and the ball's going to be Mischiefs basketball onto their far side of the court. Chloe Guthrie gets the ball back into Russell. Russell holds it high over her head, takes a couple dribbles, looks at the clock, realizes only 10 seconds left in the game, down to 7, and she'll just back it back out and dribble it out. Comes around, stops, 1.5 seconds to go. And you can hear the buzzer in the background. Well, we're going to end this ball game with the Metlakatla Mischiefs coming away with 66 points. Haines Glacier Bears finishing with 21 points. I'll kind of run down the stat sheet real quick here, and we'll go from there. Alexis Russell finished the ball game with 21 points, 4 for 4 from the free throw line.